If I call you my friend,
I feel like
mean
sometimes we're too sisterly.
We've got a sisterly relationship, very intense. Oh my God. Yeah, I love you.
I called this. I remember saying that Whitney and Locan were too good and the producers were going to find a way to sort of bring drama into their relationship, and I guess they brought it in the form of Ella. Um, I don't get Ella. I really don't. And I don't get people that don't see that this is a two-sided coin, in the sense that, yes, Whitney said what she said, but also Ella did the same thing. And there has to be a reason behind why Whitney insists that Ella is selfish. I don't think it's just to do with the shower. I think there's a lot more to it, because I remember watching Catherine's interview and she just said, "Oh, you know, Ella is going to be Ella." And I don't understand what that means, which means there's something that the girls are saying, but they won't say anything. And I think this fight got out of hand because Ty was sort of poking at Ella and encouraging Ella to sort of fight back and sort of stand her ground, even not apologize. I think this is why we didn't see any apology from Ella. But anyway, I digress. Hi there. Thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island Season 10, Episode 47. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and of course, leave a comment. So Ella's crying to Ty, sort of telling her, "Oh, Whitney called me selfish. She called me selfish," and so she's very upset about that. And she feels like Ty feels like, you know, Whitney likes to give it, but she can't take it. And it's like, I don't think that's the case though. Whitney brought up what upset her, and Ella brought up what upset her. The difference is someone is using the waterworks and the other person isn't. Ella is crying, but she hasn't said the words that she said to Whitney while they were in the changing room. She told Whitney more or less that you're childish, because she asked her, "Are you the youngest in your family?" And we all know the myth about the youngest member of any family, how they're spoiled, how they're very selfish, how they. So she can't pretend like she's the one who's aggrieved and Whitney just said all this out of the blue. Something must have happened for Whitney to say something, because Whitney comes across as someone who will not sit there and watch while someone does something wrong, and she comes across as someone who will always speak up. I'm not saying she was in the right all the time, but she has her reasons for calling Ella selfish, just as Ella has her reasons for calling Whitney smug. We don't see everything, but at the same time, Ella needs to take ownership of her own mistakes and take responsibility for her actions and stop pretending to be innocent of whatever's going on. I didn't like that. And for Jess and Molly to come and enable her. I guess that's why Jess is close friends with Ella, because ever since Ella stood up for Jess and said, "Oh, Jess and Sammy are, you know, compatible, they really like each other, this, that, and the other," they've become very close friends. And I think this is because they have a habit of telling each other what they want to hear, which I don't understand. You want a friend that's always going to be honest with you. If you're wrong, they're going to tell you you're wrong. If you're right, they're going to tell you you're right. And I would rather a friend like Whitney than a friend like Jess. I'm sorry. Whitney, on her part, Whitney looked very upset. She looked very upset, but I think she's someone who's used to not displaying emotions, because you could tell she wanted to cry. And I have a feeling if someone asks her to let go, she's going to have another breakdown like she did when Maddie left. And I really feel sorry for her, because I don't think Lachlan quite understands how to deal with Whitney and the emotions that she's going through. I think he wants to continue to be the good guy, and he wants Whitney to just brush things under the rug and just keep going until they get to the finale. I think he is looking at the end. And then Ty um and Sammy, I don't get them. Why are they the spokesman for Scott's relationship? Why are they used to criticizing Scott? I don't get it. How do they know who Scott likes and who Scott doesn't like? How do they know how strongly Scott feels about someone? I don't get it, and I didn't like that. Anyway, the islanders received a message to say that the hideaway is open, and they volunteer Sammy. Sammy was really campaigning for it. So I don't know. I'm surprised he went to the hideaway just given he said she was not his type. But hey, it is what it is. In the morning, obviously, Sammy and Jess come back. They're ecstatic because they were in the hideaway. And, you know, everyone, well, the villa is still very tense given the issue between Whitney um, and Ella. And they're doing debriefing. Ella has to go and sit with her friends, the ones that were enabling her, Molly and Jess. And it's just like, why? Why are we continuing to make Whitney the villain? Have we run out of villains and we've decided that the most popular person, we've decided to have the worst fall from grace? What has Whitney done that everybody keeps talking about and keeps saying, oh, she likes to give it, but she can't take it. She likes to give it, but she can't take it. It's not like she it's not like she makes random, mean spirited comments. Most of the time she's joking, but when she does give a comment, if she's asked for an opinion, she gives an honest opinion. And this is what aggravates people. People like Zach was talking, oh, Whitney, she likes to give it, but she can't take it. And it's like, Zach, this is a female issue. This has nothing to do with you. You need to sit down somewhere and wait to be called upon. Your opinion is not being asked for. I didn't like that. And the fact that everybody was just talking about it, the way they're making it seem like Ella is the victim, and it's like, no, Ella said something, Whitney said something, they're both upset. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to take sides. You just need to sit there and listen to them. There's no need for either one of you to take sides and sort of make it seem like, Whitney is now the bad guy. I think all this stems from the fact that Whitney and Locken were voted the public's favorite couple. Had they not been revealed, nobody would have been bothered about them because they didn't see them as competition. And now that they see them as competition, their goal is to try and knock them off that pedestal, which I don't get. It's the same thing with Ty and Sammy always going after Scott. I think they see Scott as competition and they don't want him to win, so they're always trying to minimize his relationships. All the islanders then just said, and Whitney sitting with Locken, Ella sitting on the other side of the villa, and everybody else is in the middle, and they're saying it's very tense because the girls are not together, even though they're sitting apart. And it's like, why are we making such a big deal about this? This is just giving attention to something that didn't need to be given attention. You don't need to focus on the two remaining black girls fighting. There's other stories that could have been told in the villa instead of you focusing on this as though there's nothing else going on. I did not like that at all. I did not like that. And so I don't get why we're having to continue to rehash it. Anyway, Zachariah receives a text message for Ella and Whitney to go and sort of iron out their differences. And it's like, we really don't need this. The producers are milking this. They're making more out of it. Why is it we're having to see this fight between Whitney and Ella, but we didn't see the one between the girls and Katie? Make it make sense? I really don't get the reason why the producers felt it was necessary to force the conversation between Whitney and Ella, unless they didn't have anything else to show, unless this is the drama that they want to play on and they want to make Ella the victim so that she can get more votes and Whitney can be sent home. Because Whitney and Locken are not giving them the drama that they want. So what else can they do? Bring in Ella and let her be the drama. This doesn't make sense. And I don't get why people are only looking at it from the point of view of, oh, Ella is the victim. Why is Ella the victim? Ella said what she said. Whitney said what she said. That's it. Yeah, they've agreed to disagree. I feel Ella is more aggrieved because Ty is winding her up and is encouraging her to play up. I don't think she's as hurt as she's making out to be, because Ty, when she came back, asked her, did you stand your ground? Did you stand your ground? And it's like, so you want her to stand her ground with Whitney, but you want her to give in when it's you. Make it make sense. You've disrespected Ella more than anyone else in the villa, and yet suddenly Whitney is the enemy. This doesn't make sense to me. I think the guys don't like the fact that Whitney is quick to tell them the truth and she's quick to call them out, and they've been looking for a way to sort of bring her down to earth, and this is finally their chance to do so, and they will milk it for all it's worth. And this is why they're using Ella to sort of try and bring Whitney down, which I don't get. I don't get why people like Zachariah are so aggrieved, or I don't get why Ty is so aggrieved and he's encouraging. I think he doesn't want to go after Whitney himself, so he'd rather use Ella as, as his person to sort of go after Whitney and try and upset Whitney, or try and sort of remove whatever status Whitney holds in the eyes of the fans. And it's sad that some people are buying into this. Other people in the villa have done worse. Zachariah and Molly were not talking for days. Why were they not set up for this conversation to sort of make their makeup? Why did the producers feel the need to do this? I think this is all set up in order to bring Whitney down. I think this is set up to taint the viewers' perception of Whitney. That way, Molly and Zachariah can win. That's my impression, and I'm sticking to it. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm so confused. everyone keeps going, oh, Scott is not really feeling Abby. Scott is not really feeling Abby. First, it was Abby's not feeling Scott. Now they've realized that Abby's feeling Scott. Now it's the other way around. Everybody has an opinion. And for Abby to say, oh, Mitch used to make me breakfast. Mitch used to do this. Well, go back to Mitch then. Go back to Mitch if that's what you want. Scott is respectful. He's loving. He's caring. Nobody has seen what Scott is like outside in a relationship. So the idea that everyone keeps criticizing him and saying that he doesn't like Abby, I don't get it. Are we missing something? Because Abby sits and has a chat with Whitney and Locken and sort of tells them that she's worried that Scott might not be feeling her because he doesn't do anything. And then she goes off to Scott, why don't you make me breakfast? Why don't you do this? And it's like, seriously, making you breakfast doesn't mean I love you. Different people have different sort of languages of love. Have you discussed that? Have you told him how you receive love in the first place? Don't just go about talking to everybody else and getting their opinion when you haven't actually spoken to the person. I give credit to Whitney for saying that. You need to speak to him and you need to stand your ground, yes. But at the same time, expecting him to meet the same standards that your ex-boyfriend that you've broken up with met doesn't make sense. Because if Mitch was such a perfect guy and he was giving you breakfast and he was doing this, why then did you leave him? Why didn't you stay with him? Even after he recoupled with Ella B, you would have stayed single and waited for Mitch to come back. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, and then Sammy has a conversation with Ty and tells Ty that he wants to declare his love for Jess, and it's like, and then Sammy has a conversation with Ty and says he wants to ask Jess to be his girlfriend. And it's like, how did we go from she's not my type, she's now maybe my type, we're going to the hideaway, and then can you be my girlfriend? It doesn't make sense. I think it's all performative. I think Ty and Sammy are trying to outdo one another so that they get to the finale and they can win. I don't think they're really in these relationships. I don't think they're sincere in their feelings, in really. I think suddenly, with the votes being revealed, everybody's now performing so that they can get the viewers on their side. That's the impression that I'm getting. I don't know how genuine their feelings are. As I said, I'm not sure how genuine Ty's feelings are for Ella because he declared his love. I cannot minimize these feelings, but at the same time, I cannot sort of co-sign it because he hasn't done anything that shows me that he's definitely in love. I know he cares for her the way he treats her, but I don't know about love, and I cannot say yes or no he's not in love because I don't know, I don't know what's going on in his head. And for Sammy, I don't get why he asked Jess to be his girlfriend. He hasn't done anything that deserves Jess to say yes to being his girlfriend. But Jess is ecstatic, she's excited, everyone in the villa is excited, so I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, but hey, to each their own. And I wish her all the best. I hope she's not left brokenhearted. Um, it was a great episode. I really enjoyed that. And I can't wait for Sunday's episode. Apparently the families are coming, so we'll see how that plays out. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Bye everyone.